Hypnotic techno beats and why they work. That's going to be today's video. Are you ready for it? Let's go and do it right now. Hey, what's up? I'm in Hello Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. Now, if this is your first time here, do not hesitate to click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Now, stick around till the end of this video. I will tell you all about the stuff that we're doing, the building of the community, which is done on patreon.com/HelloKitchen, bridged to Discord, and there's much more going on, so stay tuned till the end. Why is hypnotism such a great asset to use when you produce electronic music or electronic dance music for that matter? The concept of hypnotism being a direct asset in electronic music is kind of a misconception. Hypnosis typically refers to putting somebody in a trance-like state. And while electronic music can be trance-inducing, it really doesn't achieve that through some kind of hypnotic power, really. However, there are certainly aspects of electronic music that can be deemed somewhat hypnotic. There are certainly aspects that can create a sense of focus and immersion that you can classify in the hypnotic corner. When we talk of hypnotism in electronic music, what is it that we mean, really? I think there's a few terms that we can specify that actually do what we think hypnotism is doing. Electronic music has got that repetitive rhythm, certain things that repeat themselves, that give a sense of hypnotism. It puts people in a state of trance, which is the title of one big DJ's podcast, A State of Trance. Obviously, that is what hypnotism is doing. And that repetition can indeed create a sense of hypnotism. Vocals, though, they put an emotional, powerful layer into the music. I tend to tell my students, the vocal makes you listen to the music. The repetition and the hypnotism, or the immersion, makes it so that you get sucked into the music somehow. Lyrics tell stories and they can create a sense of connection or some relatable aspect that the crowd or the listener really gets into. And that emotional engagement goes beyond the hypnotic element in the music. Another thing is the sing-along factor, obviously, because a catchy melody makes the crowd want to sing along with it. But when they sing along, they're engaged, but they are also in a sense of participation, strength in numbers. Yay, we're all singing along. And that's cool. However, you would like to get your listener into some sort of a zone where time stands still, or at least it almost feels like time is standing still. Now, instead of hypnosis, a better way to describe it might be immersion. Okay, so maybe the title comes across as a bit clickbaity. That's not really what I was looking for, because I do almost feel hypnotized when I hear a cool tune that really sucks me into the music. I can literally just lose myself and lose track of time, because hey, that's what electronic music, a well-produced house track, does to me. And hypnotism, or immersion, it does it through a few things, often pushing the boundaries of sound exploitation, sound design, and the way sounds are being perceived or produced. It's creating a unique sonic world for the listener to explore. The building tension and the release, adding in the drops, and all these different sounds that you can't really pinpoint. It's cool to have a, I say, two-dimensional point of origin. The vocal comes at you, it sings a certain thing, you relate to it, and instantly you get hooked into it. Isn't it cooler to have sounds that you have to wonder, are they there, are they not there? And I really enjoy that immersive, I'm gonna just say it, that hypnotic element in it. There's going to be a bit of everything in this video. Call and response, infinite loops, sound levels, and how you can create a simple, easy-going hypnotic loop that can go on for days without people saying, what's happening? If you can get that thing going, then you are on the verge of creating cool tracks that can stand their own on a dance floor and that people will really look into. So here's how we're going to do it. You ready? Let's go. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, so we're here. Okay, I've got a Amplitude by IK Multimedia. That's their brand. It's just a reverb that I have. I am playing the synths live. I've got the Subsequent 37 and the SH101 sitting right here. There is a MIDI fighter connected to the 1010 Blackbox. Then obviously there is my 008, the RK008 and the RK006. The Octatrack is playing. I've got a Blue Sky Strymon connected to one of the outputs of the 1010 Blackbox because I've connected two outputs, two stereo outs. One is going directly to the desk and the other one is going straight into the Acid Box 3 as I can use this filter. And this is just for launching the clips that I've got on the 1010 Blackbox. There's a TB03 and the TB03's gate output is going into the SH101 right there. Okay, so that's basically what it is. I'm thinking dubby, so I'm going to go for a kick. And you might argue, wow, is that a kick? No, it really is not, but it is once I engage this. No drum rolls today, as I usually map a drum roll on scene B, that if I open this up it goes, but for this sound, I want to just go into that hypnotizing sort of like get you going on the floor kind of vibe, right? So what we have is this. I've got this going, then I've got two sort of top loops that I have. Why? One has got a little bit more of that mid-range kind of vibe. One has got high-end content, high frequency content. So it's a little bit more sizzly, bright. If you don't know about frequencies, one is brighter than the other one. So, and it's that old school rhythm box kind of vibe that you hear right here that I really like. It's got a bit of a polymeter kind of vibe, a polyrhythm actually kind of vibe going. So let me stop this, play this, stop, yeah. Get everything going. So there's a bit of a counter rhythm thing going on that I like. And there's another loop which holds a little bit of musical information already. I like to embed snippets of melody or at least melodic content out of the chords that I'm using on the drums, so that if I'm not using any synthesizers, external synthesizers, I've already given you the gist of where what is going and what sounds I am using, what kind of chord I am in, right? So sounds good. We've got that going. Good. Okay, what else have we got? Yeah, there's a bit of a tom. So I have programmed these things ahead of time, right? So this tom is on track 4. Going in, you can see that it's playing every other, is it? Yes. So I've engaged it here. Okay, bam, 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 and not here. Bam, bam, and bam. So the first bar, double. The second bar, single. The third bar, double notes. The last bar, single. So that I get longevity on my pattern, right? So, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4. I already want to just go in that direction so that it works. I'm not going to go in with all the busy stuff. I started with the top loops, but I'm going ahead of myself. Let's slowly go in. Now, dub techno. I've created a few chords, and it's to do with stuff that, you know, that hits you in a certain way. Vague. Okay, let me explain. You want to have sounds that you hear and know where they're coming from, but you also want to have sounds where you are, you know, thinking like, where is it coming from? Like, that's clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, da da bam, 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 and then now it's coming again. 1, 2, 3, it goes. So again, this is creating longevity with this dub vibe. I don't want to have loops that constantly revolve within 4 beats, like 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. It goes like bam. So this going on a 16 beat, this going every 4 beats. It's also going to lengthen up your track, right? So that we have. The higher tracks that I've got on the octave track, on which I'm using 7 tracks of drums and melodic sounds. This is a tom, but obviously it's pitched in the key of the music. It's going to give you that extra vibe, that extra key, that extra thing. 5, there's nothing there. I didn't program anything there, but 6 and 7 are bass lines. So I've got boom, boo-doo, boom, boo-doom, boo-doo, boom. So I'm using let's not overdo the delay. So 2 notes, right? And it makes sense when everything comes together. So that's already working. Then I've got a long note that I will stick underneath, a long bass note here. 2, 3, 4. So that's laying some sort of a blanket, some sort of a carpet underneath whatever I'm doing. So this is going to be my basic, the basis for the rest of my hypnotic kind of vibe. So what do you need? Kick drum, a tom that does percussive stuff and does melodic stuff. You need this bass line, boop, boom. Let's kill this step here. Boom, ba, boom, boom, ba. So that's happening. With the kick, it sounds like. And you might argue, yeah, how is it working, that low bass note? Why does it work? It works because I have sidechained this ahead of time already. Now, if I'm going to go in on track 7 and say edit, I'm going to look at what it does. You can now see that it's just a 1 note. It's a bigger sample, obviously. You can see that here. It consists of more stuff, but I've only, let's see, yeah, I turned the time stretch off. As I do think much with CDJs, you will hear when the time stretching is engaged. It will do its best trying to get the sound to go in a grid, but it will still always chop something into the sound. And when it comes to this kind of vibe, I want my sounds to be round and cool. It needs to be, you know what I'm saying? It needs to just really do what it needs to do. All right, cool. Now, that. Then I'm thinking, let's get out of this menu. So I was on track 7, I went into the sample edit mode. So track 5, we have now established that there's nothing on there. Track 4 is that tom that plays here. And I am actually just like, much like, I don't know how you call it in English. In Holland, we used to have these cases in which back in the days my mom used to place all these little puppets and bottles and everything. It was really cool. In Holland we say letterbox. I don't know what it's called in English, but that's how I look at my grid as well. So if I've got the grid, I try to place stuff, but I don't want to fill up everything so that stuff is like leaning over each other. So you can hear that the only thing that's underneath the rest that's playing is that low bass note, which I have sidechained to get it out of the way. Other than that, you can hear that's much like a seesaw. These different frequencies, not too far spaced apart from each other, but still, that tom's got a different frequency range than the other bass note that I have. But I do think that toms, especially 808 toms and bass notes, if they're not too stretched out and they've got a nice attack transient, they pretty much live in the same sort of like street. So that's a cool thing to do. So get a tom and a bass and you can get this kind of vibe. And then this is the one to distract you away from what I've done here. So everything goes on. It's very fulfilling to have something to lean on. So it gives you a sense of direction, gives you a sense of where we're going, and once you've got this one anchor point in the groove that you can focus yourself on, that's where that hypnotizing, that's where that vibe comes from. Right now, to help this low bass note, I've got the step playing, obviously, and that doesn't play all the time, otherwise it will become very predictable. And with hypnotic beats and infinite loops, you don't want your groove to be too predictable. What I'm going to do is mix it though, because that step is pretty loud. So I'm going to go in and turn it down. This is coming from the 1010 Blackbox, mind you. What I'm also going to do, because this is a loop, I'm going to go in, and there's a trick that you need to just do. There, when you double click the info button, you will get into the menu where you can adjust certain things with the samples that you have loaded. For instance, I've got a filter sitting here, resonance, pitch and level. I'm not going to temper that. I'm going to go to the second page that says pause, position, and then on the sync tab, you have to put this, that's like 1 divided by 16, you have to turn it to 1 bar. Otherwise, that stretching algorithm of the 1010 Blackbox that a lot of people are complaining about is going to give you that on your sound. So much if you mixed your sounds and they're all sounding pretty cool. For instance, I can imagine that you would use your Blackbox in a sense that if you are a performing artist that releases records and you want to reproduce your records to play them out on a hardware live set, the 1010 Blackbox might be one of your go-to machines to represent what you've got on your track that's on Beatport tracks or whatever. But if you are going to stick your samples on this machine and not engage that 1 bar grid, it's going to temper with your sound, hence making your very high frequency mixed content sound like a MP2.5, which is what you do not want. Okay, moving on. So we've got that mid-range drum loop, top loop, which I can obviously mix because I think it's pretty loud. It's on track 3, so I'll go into track 3. Here I go, and I'll turn it down a little bit. And what I'm thinking of is fingers on a bucket, right? If you hit fingers on a bucket or on a jar of peanut butter, you get that sound. And you should actually record it. It's a pretty cool sound. But that's that, and that does again another hypnotic kind of vibe. So now I've got different things that you can latch onto, but the thing that I think that makes a hypnotic groove is multiple things that you can latch onto, and especially if those things are being set apart in length within the space that they do. So of course it's a 1, 2, 3, 4 grid, but yeah, you can stick stuff on 16s, like for instance my stab here. You can stick stuff on 4 bars, 4 times 4, 16 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and bam, 2. So you can space stuff out. Now that I've got that, I don't want to take put too much attention on this loop, so I'm going to tone it down a little bit, and that's how I level my stuff out. So I'm leveling things rather than mixing things. My rule of thumb is first you create the sample, then when you get to the live set, mind you though, it's going to sound pretty different from what you had on your DAW. It's going to sound, yeah, the levels might be different. That's got to do with the algorithms and the way the AD conversion of certain machines are, the way the outputs of certain machines are. You just cannot trust an Octatrack to have the exact same output as a 1010 Blackbox, as an MPC. And if you run it through different machines again, it's going to have gain staging. There's a volume knob here, there's a volume knob here, there's a volume knob here. And then, you know, so your signal that you mixed on your DAW is going to vary and differ. So rule of thumb for me, I get my kick to sit where I know it's going to sit well. I'm not touching it anymore. You see the light blinking here, bam, 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 if you make it out on the camera. Now that I know that my kick is great, now I'm going to, you know, align the rest of my sounds accordingly. Now in the mid-range section, because I've only got low-end content here, except for the stab, but that's so this is only low-end content. Everything you hear is low and low mids, so which is cool. You'll feel those frequencies more than you would hear them. This is how I can physically force you to go into that hypnotism kind of vibe. And then this would be the first one that propels the beat forward. It's one of a catalyst kind of. Now I want to get a polyrhythmic kind of vibe in there as well, to just go and address what's happening as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and add another loop which got more high-end content, and that's also going to be the higher content of my groove. You can hear that it's moving forward, propelling the beat forward. 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 2, 3, and 2. So now we're in business, right? Now I'm thinking, now that I've got my groove and my hamster wheel vibe going, what I want to do now is add certain things to this groove that make it very dubby, because even though I have tried my best to place different elements in the vibe, in the groove, in the structure, to just like have you either latch onto the kick, either latch onto that mid-range loop that's on sitting on track 3, or that higher frequency content based loop that's on track 2. Now I would like to just like, you know, fry your brain and take you places. So another sample would be very characteristic for that dubby kind of vibe. Nice. Take the stab out so that you don't have that first of the beat, so I can get you to get really sucked into the groove. Now, what you don't know is that I've already have a trigger, because this runs, the TB03 runs because everything runs in a sort of like line. The 008 sends a clock to the octatrack. That output sends a clock to the 10-time Blackbox. That output sends a clock to the TB03, and that output, or at least that trigger out, in this sense a gate out, is going here. So this is already receiving gate, which means that I'm going to engage the 303. You'll hear this. I've already played notes. As you can hear. Nice. But for now, let's not focus on the 303, but let's focus on what it is sending. So the it's already being sent here, but it's not doing anything. So I'm going to load, first play. Let's see what notes are being played. Now, how it works is pretty much that. Let's find our bass note. This is where we should go for, what we should go for. I'll filter it down. Thank you. So now I've got this load. I'm going to go along. All right. Nice. Shorter envelope. Okay, a lot of noise, but let's see how this metabolizes in the beat. All right. Nice. Okay. Yep. I've been too lazy because I was supposed to also connect a delay to this, but ooh, nice. Let's pitch this up. Cool, got everything in. I'm liking the vibe so far. I'm really getting into this flow. Yeah. Let's see if we can. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's just go in for a very simple. Yep, I'm gonna load it and play this. Simple, and so now I've got a sequence that will run like. open up a delay here a little bit more. Even longer delay, because with dub I'm trying to get longer delays and crazy stuff, you know what I mean? I'm digging this. Kick out. More sound. And more sound even. So, got this space thing. And the only thing I'm doing is building textures and trying to just like get, we'll take out the 303. Focus on what I've got here. Tune a little bit better. Play around with the envelopes. Woo! Very dubby. Yeah, you just gotta love it, right? Now, so there's a few things that happen, right? Let's take out this one on. Not taking it out, but just shorter notes. And with this kind of type of music, you would like to just like build stuff up gradually, never be in a hurry, and really listen to the sound. Really have that texture thing going. So, taking out all the drums. So nothing of the octave track is playing right now. And what I will do is I will engage my bass notes and my bass lines and take out this, and then you get this. Taking out that 101 that is really hissy. Liking that. So the two loops that I've got right here are very, very important, right? Let's add that mid-range loop. Let's see what that does. Oh, I'm loving that. The higher loop, which is on track 2, I'm going to add in a little bit more of that. Take out this kick. And I can automate stuff to really go in gradually. You should never be in a hurry with this kind of vibe. Just build up the vibe, build up the groove. So every sound needs to count. That's basically how this works. You know, if it doesn't need to be there, it shouldn't be there. Right now, what I didn't do is, this sound is very loud. What I'm going to do is get a different output, because then I can play it through the filter. Let's see if we can do that, which means we're going to hit the info button twice. We're going to go to config and look, that says output 1. We're going to go for output 2. And let's see where we are. There we go. So now we can even make it a little bit more spaced out if we want to. So, exactly. Different sound again here. Step on the 1. Which was a bit masked by the sound here, so you need to worry that you don't mask your frequencies, you know. Let's add in, oh, now you hear the step. Let's add something else. Nice one. So slowly building it up and just like taking your time to really perfect your groove. I guess that's how we do it. Nice. Got you, didn't I? Got myself hypnotized there. Well, not really. That is how I get into that hypnotic, immersive kind of vibe. Let me know in the comment section how you handle yourself, how you handle it, and let me know if this is something that was beneficial for you. This is the way I do it. This is the way that I have been doing it. It was more 1 machine or 2 machines or 3 machines and you'll just work them. Now it's more of a morphing of different things, different styles. And the way my setup works might differ from yours. That doesn't really matter. The thing is that you get to that point also. So if you've got a different workflow, a different way of getting there, let me know in the comment section. I'm very, very, very interested to hear what your approach is, whether you like it and whether you get into that. So, all right, so if you want to take it a step further and you like what you see, you love what you hear, a cool thing might be to just like join up on patreon.com/analogkitchen, where we have a community growing that's really, really cool and respectful. And we talk about everything that I'm talking about today or in other videos. There's so many different topics that you run into when you start or when you're already working it, or even if you're a seasoned veteran, it's still the same thing. You run into stuff and it's cool to talk to like-minded people about it. And that's what the community is. The community is bridged into Discord, where it's a really cool platform to talk, chat, to video chat live, and get going really. Get really on the production tip, or the demo listening tip, or the remixing tip, and even the dance carousel, which is a bit of a joint venture between all the patrons that feel they need to produce or want to just like jump on board. It's a cool thing. Do check it out. Well, if you made it this far into the video, you, sir or ma'am, are that's the superstar. We're on the verge of going to Super Booth as well, so grab your tickets, go there. I'll be there, and it'll be cool. I'll be very keen to have a word with you gang, and meet you people out there in the wild, so to speak. It'll be cool. So thank you for watching. This concludes our broadcast day. I guess I will catch you next week on another video. I'm Analog Kitchen and I'm out. Peace.